Welcome back to Wilson's Fine Woodworking. Today we're going to talk about making a nice level straight cut on your jointer. Why and when is this necessary? Well, your lumber has to be straight and accurate. You may have this happen when you have a new jointer, or two, you've just installed new knives, new sharp knives, or three, there is more than one person in your shop and they may have done something to the jointer you're not aware of. Rip yourself two boards, a little under 3 feet, on the table saw, 4 to 6 inches wide, and you mark them. Check jointer boards. And since you're going to be hanging them up, I put some holes down here because it may change in balance. I've put a line to show which way it has to go through the jointer, being uphill, so it doesn't grab the grain. And I've got arrows on this one. This one's upside down now, so we'll turn it over. You see I've marked it on the other side. These are the two edges that you compare. You only joint the one edge, never the other one. So they will go together for checking like that all the time. All right, we're going to start jointing. You'll notice on the top of the boards, the side that never gets jointed, I've got two arrows. It says up. That's the way it has to go through the jointer. So this side should be done perfectly because it's already set up, and then we'll move from there. Dust removal is on. Going through the jointer. Going through the jointer, you want to make sure that your hands try to get to the outfeed table as soon as possible and stay there. I've got the jointer set for about 330 seconds. All right, this is the way the boards went through the jointer. The bottom side is the side that was jointed, the edge rather. And I'm going to turn them. You see I already have my arrows on there. And we're going to put the two jointed edges together. And you will see it's a good, tight fit. Okay? That's when the jointer is already set up. Here we have the outfeed table wheel, adjustment wheel. You'll notice I have an arrow on mine at 6 o'clock. Got it marked that way. That's for when it's set up perfectly. And you must do it when the table is rising so that the gears are holding against the force. You can't do it the other way because you may push down on it a few times and then it will move a little bit. Now, you'll also notice up here the table. To raise the table is that way. If you raise the table, here are the blades. If you raise the table, the blades lower. If you lower the table, the blades rise. So I want to set it out. And what I'm going to do is lower the table so the blades stick up. Here we go. Again, arrows up and that way. When the blade is too high, as we have just set it out of adjustment, you will get snipe at the back end. And there it is. You can see it. You can actually hear it when you run it through. Now, what will happen is, as we slowly raise the table, that snipe will get longer, but it will get thinner until eventually you get it back to the right position. It'll just disappear. It'll get so thin, it'll just disappear. It's at least a 1/16 on both sides right now. We raised the outfeed table wheel one full turn. So the blade is not showing as much. You can see the snipe is now thinner, but it's twice as long. And we'll continue to do that until it disappears. We raise it another little bit to my mark that showed perfect, and you see it's right back again. It's perfect. I've raised the outfeed table wheel, okay, outfeed table, so that it's high now and the blades are a little low. And that can quite often happen after you've installed new knives. So what can happen? One of two things. It won't go through very easily. It wants to hit the outfeed table, just butt into it, or it'll continue on through and give you an unstraight board. This time, there it is. You see? Barely goes through. Doesn't really cut. I'm going to move it back a little bit. Here's what happens when you have raised the outfeed table a little too much. The blade is too low, and this is consequently what can happen. It'll butt into the outfeed table, and you can see at both ends there's a gap. In other words, the board from end to end is curved like this. So we now must lower the outfeed table just a little bit to get back to perfect. And that about does it. Thanks for watching Wilson's Fine Woodworking videos.